Basically, there are three types of resumes: chronological, skills, and combination. Let's start with the simplest format, the chronological resume.
Now, if you have a reasonably good background in terms of experience, education, training, previous jobs, chronological resume is just fine. And that's one that very simply presents the things that you've done in chronological order, beginning with the most recent ones.
Chronology refers to time. As Mike mentioned, a chronological resume begins with your most recent work or other experiences and moves back in time. The biggest advantage to a chronological resume is that it's easy to do. So let's take a look at a simple chronological resume. Start off with your name, address, phone number, and email address. Since an employer is more likely to phone or email you rather than write a letter, make sure you have an answering machine or voicemail. If you have a cell phone, consider listing this as well. Next comes the job objective.
If at all possible, you should have a job objective on your resume, and I think that that's important. It's not a job title, however, it's different. A good job objective talks in terms of what it is you're capable of doing. Is it management? Is it what kind of an organization doing what kinds of things? Using a job title really can narrow down what you might be considered for, but talking about the kinds of things that you're looking for and are good at opens it up and allows them to use a job title that might make sense in their context, maybe very different than what you're thinking.
Here are some examples of good job objectives. What follows the job objective can vary based on your situation. For example, a recent graduate would present their education and training, since this may be more important than their work experience. Experienced workers would begin with their related work experience and include education and training later. Our sample resume is for a recent graduate, so we lead with this person's education and training. This section should include any job-related training and education, related extracurricular activities, and any military or other training. Emphasize things that support your job objective. Again, keep it lively using action verbs and brief sentences.
Yeah, most resumes are dull. They don't really tell me why I should hire this person over another one. And really, that's the key here. If you have training or education, well, instead of just listing, for example, those schools that you went to, the major course of study, and the dates, give me information. Did you work during that time? Did you work your way through? What courses did you take that would be really relevant for the kind of position we're looking for now? Did you accomplish anything during this time? Did you do well in school? In some classes, did you do really well, those that are related to this coursework? Were you involved in any extracurricular activities? These are the kinds of things that give depth to your experiences, that tell me more than the basic information.
Next comes your work experience. List your most recent job first, then work your way back. When it comes to job titles, many people have more responsibilities than their job title suggests. For example, say shift manager rather than waiter or waitress if you were in charge of things. Of course, make sure that you don't misrepresent your responsibilities. When it comes to describing your experience, always emphasize the skills you used in these experiences that will help you in the job you want now. When explaining previous experience, be complete and descriptive.
The resume is a synopsis of how you perform in the real world work area. So it tells employers what kind of an employee you can potentially be. It gives an idea of skill sets and accomplishments that you've had in the workplace.
They have to be complete and detail about what you've done, what you're capable of doing that you may not be able to provide anywhere else, either on an application or even in a job interview sometimes. It gives you the chance to put that information out there in front of the person.
I'm looking for experience. I'm looking for what they brought to the team, what was earned because of their presence in an organization or because of the particular skills that they have, things were accomplished. So You know, when you look for individual that has accountability, well, because I came to work on a daily basis, we were able to improve the work process by 10%, which gave morale a boost of 20%. I'm looking for those kinds of numbers in a resume.
Did you accomplish anything? Do you have numbers to support what you accomplished? Tell me more than just your job title, the dates you were there. Tell me what you did. Tell me what you did well. And make sure that it supports the job objective that you have now. Because if you did one thing well and it doesn't really relate, it's not meaningful. You have to go through looking at your entire work experience and personal experience, education, training, and pick out those things that are best to support the kinds of position we're looking for now. Talk about results in a particular way. Those are the kinds of things you want to work into your resume. Now, if you've done that, I think you've got a leg up over most people's boring resumes.
We finished off our chronological resume with a personal section. Here we list some of our strengths, which are often not included in a resume. When it comes to references, don't list any. If employers want them, they'll ask.